Hey guys, I wanted to shoot a video with my reborns. I have 7 reborns that I've purchased from other artists, and wanted to just kind of hop on and make a quick video to show you kind of all 7 of them sort of together in the same video. So, and then also to talk a little bit about collection sizes. And I think I had a video earlier in my video series around like what is the ideal number of babies, and just kind of getting different people's thoughts on that. A lot of people seem to feel that sort of between 4 and 6 was a good number. And yeah, and I'm just going to kind of muse out loud a little bit about that topic because I think it's a really interesting one. And yeah. All right. So, but let me quickly introduce the babies again. We have Evelyn here on the far right, then Jenna. Evelyn is the Evelyn Sculpt by Cassie Brace. Jenna is Saskia by Bonnie Brown. And then we have Connor. And Connor is the Connolly Sculpt by Andrea Arcello. And then we have Jenna, who is the Saskia Sculpt as well. And then we have my 3 sleeping newborn-sized babies. We have Indy here on the far right. And then we have Clara, who's the Levi Sculpt, and then Maddie, who is the Angel Sculpt. So, sorry if that's not like the most flattering angle. Anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about just collection sizes because right now my collection is still growing. I have 7 reborns. And I have now 5 silicone babies. My silicone babies are Isla, Aria, now Olivia, who's the second Emery May, and then also the Olive Sculpt by Sandy Faber, who's my Millie, and then Maylee, who is my who's the Maylee Sculpt by Tasha Eden Holm. She's an older silicone baby from like 2008, made with the dragon skin silicone. So I basically right now have 12 babies in the collection, and it does feel like it's a big number, but I do have actually a few customs that Melissa George is working on for me, and then I do have another baby coming, another silicone baby coming. I'll actually talk about that in a separate video. So yeah, so this collection is growing. It's actually getting even bigger. And then in addition to that, I'm painting babies. So I guess the question a lot of you might have for me is, gosh, does that get overwhelming? Is that just crazy? Do you feel overwhelmed, having such a large collection? And, I would say my answer to that is yes, sometimes I do. A lot of times the babies are just, kind of sitting here and displayed, like these 4 sitting here. I haven't handled them a whole lot, over the last like couple weeks, just because we had a number of new babies coming into the collection. Maddie and Indy are both pretty new. And then of course Olivia just joined us, and Maylee was also new. So we have a bunch of new babies that joined. So I hadn't been handling these 4 in a little while. But I do get the kind of the thought behind that question, because I do know that a lot of you guys out there do only have maybe 1 baby or maybe 2 babies, and I do agree that that is more realistic if you're kind of going for the realism. Like Kelly has like the most amazing nursery set up for her Marley, and it just looks like, it definitely looks like she has a real baby in there, because realistically you wouldn't have like 10 babies crammed in the crib. You would just have 1 in there sleeping, and maybe if you have twins you might have 2. It's pretty rare to have more than larger number than twins. The multiples like triplets and quadruplets, I think that's pretty rare. So so from a realism perspective, yes. I mean, if you want to feel like you have a real baby, that that is that is more realistic to have a smaller collection. And I know that a lot of the mommies like feel that they can have a stronger bond when they just have 1 or 2 babies, because they're able to really give them the time and attention. And I think it depends also on, what you're looking for from your collection. Like, are they, are you looking for kind of the real baby sort of experience? And, if so, then yeah, that might be more realistic. Like for me, I've collected other types of dolls in the past. I do love these realistic baby dolls, but they are a doll collection for me. Another one, and of course, kind of my favorite dolls to collect, in recent years. But I did previously collect American Girl. I think I probably have about 15 American Girls. I actually haven't actually stopped and counted, but it's about 15. And then I've had, even the Disney animator dolls, we probably had like maybe about 8 of those. My daughter and I were also into My Little Pony like last year. And so we bought a whole bunch of those plushies. And so I don't know, maybe it's just like the collector in me. I always like to kind of amass a number of different things that I collect. And then I was just thinking about this today. My other theory is maybe it has also a little bit to do with, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? And this theory may hold absolutely no weight at all. It may have nothing to do with how many babies you have in your collection. But I just thought I would just throw that out there. I don't know if maybe you guys can comment below, like, do you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert? And how does that, and do you, how many babies do you have in your collection? And do you feel that has any impact on the number of babies that you have? Okay, so let me explain why I have that theory. And while I do that, I'm going to hold Miss Clara here in my arms and show you guys her really quickly. There she is. So I am actually an extrovert, in case you couldn't tell from my videos. And those of you guys might be wondering kind of what I do for work. I work in sales. So you guys saw I was on my Vegas trip, meeting with clients. I work in sales. And so in my job, I have to interact with people pretty much all day long. That's what I do for work. And that sounds like that would probably be like a nightmare job for a lot of you guys who maybe are, maybe more shy or not, more of an introvert, and when, interacting with people might be draining to you. So I am wondering though, whether that also maybe carries over into our styles of collecting, because like I personally couldn't imagine myself just having 1 or 2 babies. I really admire the restraint of the channels that do only have 1 or 2, but I think for me, I really love having the variety. Like I love, when I'm in like a certain mood and I want like, and I just want to like, kind of, I'm in a happy mood or maybe I'm not in such a happy mood and I want to interact with my smiling baby, I will pick up Millie, and her smile always puts a smile on my face and she always cheers me up. Or maybe if I'm feeling more like low key and more relaxed, like I just might want to hold a sleeping baby like Clara and just kind of cuddle her and be really mellow for the evening. Or, if I'm feeling a little bit more interactive, my open-eyed babies are really, really fun to interact with when I'm feeling a little bit more interactive. I mean, I don't like really play with my dolls a whole lot, besides like I'll change their outfits. I don't really do role play videos, but I think I do enjoy like the variety, and I also enjoy in my personal life also having a good number of friends and trying to keep up with a number of different friends and different people. And when I'm in a big group of people or at a party, like I'm really happy and I'm really social, and being with other people really energizes me. So I really enjoy that. But it's funny, like I never really considered myself like a full-on extrovert, but then I took one of those Myers-Briggs tests and I think I tested like 80% extrovert or something, which is kind of crazy because when I was in high school, I was, definitely like the bookworm, a lot more shy, more studious, that sort of thing. But I think I've always enjoyed like people. So maybe that's it. And you guys can see with my daughter, she is absolutely an extrovert. She takes after me in a lot of ways. It's really funny. But anyway, that, I wonder if collection sizes sometimes correspond with that. Just as in real life, some of us really, you kind of feel overwhelmed and exhausted having like too many friends that you're interacting with at once, or, maybe having a big collection can be overwhelming too in that respect. So maybe it does, I don't know, that's just maybe a random thought I had. It might have zero correlation. So please just take it with a grain of salt. It's completely just my musing and my opinion, or kind of maybe my thought that, oh, I wonder if that has any bearing. But you know, some of you guys may say, well, these babies are expensive and I would love to have like 50 of them, but you know, the cost is obviously crazy, and of course the space is an issue, and so that that's understandable too. And then there may be some of you guys who, yeah, there are some collectors out there that do have 50 or 80 or 100 dolls. And I, you know, that number does feel overwhelming to me. So I don't know, maybe we all have like our kind of breaking point, and maybe for some of us having 1 or 2 is perfect, or for some of us having 4 or 5, or some of us would, you know, really love 10, or 15 or 20, or 50, you know, for maybe for each of us, it is a little bit of a different answer to the question. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoy having, I guess, variety in my collection. I really, and I've mentioned this in the past, but I would actually like even a little bit more diversity. You can see all of my Reborn babies right now are Caucasian babies. Yeah, I didn't really do that on purpose, but it was just I fell in love with certain babies, and you know, there are probably more Caucasian babies available on the market. So, you know, but I would really love to have, you know, an AA baby or a biracial baby. I would like to get more Asian babies as well in my collection as well. So just, you know, as I, you know, get braver and braver about maybe taking my babies out a little bit more, I think that's probably the most realistic for me, to pass off as real when I'm in a public setting. So, but yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about collection sizes. I think it's a really interesting topic, and I apologize for those of you guys who, you know, prefer to only have a few babies and maybe get overwhelmed when you see a lot of babies on someone else's channel. So my apologies, because I am obviously a channel that has, you know, more babies than fewer, and I do kind of like to rotate them around too. So you know, one day I'd like to shoot a video with, you know, with Clara, and another day I'll shoot a video with Indy, or I'll shoot a video with one of my silicone babies, and I'll just kind of like rotate them around in my videos. So my apologies if that is at all overwhelming for any of you guys. You know, but yeah, we're you know, we're all different in how we like to collect, and you know, and hopefully yeah, you know, hopefully you guys can, you know, enjoy the babies, and yeah, and still enjoy the channel even if, you know, your collecting style is different. So all right, guys. Anyway, those are just some of my thoughts on that topic. And you know, if you want to shoot a video to talk about your thoughts on it, and you know, maybe make this into a little bit of a tag, that's awesome. Or just comment below. You know, please don't forget to subscribe. I really enjoy reading all of your comments, and I love having healthy discussions about topics like these. So thank you guys so much, and appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.